Well, at any moment now, Vice President JD Vance is set to continue the administration's affordability push in the swing state of Wisconsin. President Trump will be in Texas tomorrow to do the same thing there after this week's State of the Union address, where the president had the chance to deliver that message for nearly 2 hours to the American people. The VP is in Plover, Wisconsin, which is in a county the president did not win, although he did narrowly win the state in the last election. NewsNation's Alex Caprariello is live for us there in Plover. So, Alex, this could be a crucial stop for the Trump administration.
Yeah, it's so interesting to see exactly where the Trump administration and the White House is sending their best employees, so to speak. Right now, the right-hand man of President Trump, JD Vance, coming to Portage, Wisconsin. We know that Wisconsin is a battleground state, one of those swing states. We focused on 7 of them during the 2024 general election, and none were more important than Wisconsin, which President Trump narrowly eked out Kamala Harris by around 1 percentage point. There you could see Vice President JD Vance just moments ago deboarding Air Force 2 on his way right here to this machine parts factory. Manufacturing, one of the many elements that I'm sure the vice president's going to be touching on, along with that economy and affordability message that he wants to spread to so many of these voters here in Wisconsin. When I was speaking to many of them, they tell me that they are independent, moderate voters here, which speaks to the fact that Kamala Harris won Portage County. And so really the message that JD Vance is trying to get across is directly to those people, the independents out there, the people that are on the fence that might be swayed one way or another. And again, when you look at the economy and how people are feeling about it, Wisconsin voters are no different than the rest of America right now, where they're looking at their grocery prices, they're looking at inflation rates. They're wondering why the president's message that they heard at the State of the Union isn't necessarily what they're feeling right now. Look at that, inflation and cost of living. 93% of voters say they're concerned about that. 86% say they're concerned about health insurance. 85% say jobs and the economy. So again, it's taking the momentum that President Trump just received from Washington, D.C., and that address that he made in front of Congress on Tuesday, and bringing it out to the voters, the people here in Wisconsin, and from Trump's opinion, to the people of Texas, who he'll be speaking to tomorrow.
All right, so Alex, have you had a chance to speak to voters there?
I have, yeah, and a lot of the people that you see right here behind me are actually the people that actually work inside this factory. They primarily make machine parts for aerospace engineers, for the medical industry. But really, when you look at the manufacturing as a whole, there is a bit of a job loss here in Wisconsin, around 4,000 jobs. And so you see the themes of so many of these addresses. They say lower prices and bigger paychecks. And I wanted to know whether or not that is something that they're experiencing here in Wisconsin. Here's what the voters told me. We see the theme of today's message. It says lower prices, bigger paychecks. Is that something that you're experiencing right now?
Not really, no. I mean, we pay good wages to our employees. No, I don't know.
But essentially, things could be better for you.
Sounds like it could be better for everybody.
For a family of 3 people, it takes me about $400 to $500 just to get the bare minimum. And we can't do that anymore. We're living back, like we're in college again, and we're a family of 4. So, yeah, it's very difficult. Groceries, gas, travel, anything.
So again, it's trying to square away those messaging, because over the State of the Union address on Tuesday, we heard the president tout all these economic wins, that the stock market's up and the 401ks are up. But at the very same time, you heard that mother talk about how hard it is to pay for her groceries for her children. So closing that gap in the messaging, I think, is really what the Trump administration and today Vice President JD Vance is going to be trying to achieve.
All right, Alex Caprariello live for us there in Wisconsin. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.